Have you ever been to a site and it just stops you and says, hey, let's get deeper. Let's talk about things that the others aren't talking about. You don't want them to go to a website and then they just leave. Where's your audience at? Where they live? Where they talking? They will be integrated into what your marketing strategy is. EEAT stands for expertise, experience, authoritativeness, and trust. They're looking for that authentic, genuine voice. With all of this AI, now you could actually talk to it and punch out a lot of content that you couldn't before. Be ready, guys. Be ready. It is going fast. Thank you, guys. I'm very honored. I've been around Inspire Collective for maybe less than a year, and nothing but gratitude, solid people that I've met, a lot of great mentoring, coaching. So this is an honor that I've been looking forward to. Hopefully there's one or two things that I could bring to the table to you guys that you could implement and make an impact in your business, your organization, in your life. That is the goal. I'm gonna go through a lot, so I know you're not gonna consume everything, but man, if you could just take one or two things, I'd sleep good at night, right? Let's get this thing going. I wanna talk a little bit about how I even got here. So again, Derrick Castro was a son of an islander as well. Born in Guam, not raised, but my dad is Chamorro, so halik to anybody. Hey. Half Korean as well, my mom, so I know Drew just came back. So yeah, I learned at a very young age, following my dad, him being in the military, getting off island, how to hustle, how to go eat what you kill. He's always had a business on the side being in the military, especially after he retired. I don't know if anybody's been in the military or around military. Yep, okay, thank you, Ben. But I learned at a very young age of entrepreneurship, traditional, hardworking, accountability, to perform and go out and get what you want in life. And so I have a lot of gratitude to my dad. And I've always owned a business, whether it be, I think a lot of you can resonate, whether it's the paper route or selling things for school or building a sales team door to door. I heard someone else going door to door and learning the hard knocks. I've always been interested in understanding how to make money and building a business. So at a very young age, I started probably the first company outside of adolescents and teens to build a sales and marketing company that Russ mentioned. And that was a lot of learning of being in a leadership role, contracted with the biggest media company back then. I know we'll be aging people, but when newspapers was actually a thing and advertised paid good dollars for that. So I had a contract with them and I pumped out a lot of subscriptions for them, moved into the corporate world, just to get out of owning a business since I was maybe 16, 17, all the way into the mid-20s. I learned a lot of the corporate world, being around C-suite owners, presidents, and that's where the sales and marketing moved into more technology and what businesses need, want for their companies, had a great Rolodex, and learned a lot, made them a lot of money. It was a great, cushy corporate job, but I always knew I was gonna come back to own something, to have ownership, and I think a lot of you may resonate with that. I'm just curious. So raise your hand if you own a company, a business of your right now. Exactly. That's why we're here, right? Raise your hand if it's been about a year, maybe a new company that you built. All right, Ben. Cool. Very cool. How about three years? 5 years to own a company? Right on. How about 10 or more? 10 or more. Right on. Congrats. Not only owning a company, just starting it and doing it, betting it on yourself. I will always advocate for that, and that's why I'm here. Whether you have a company for 10 plus years, that is no small feat. So congratulations to you guys. And I'll go back to the corporate world and always coming back to owning my businesses. I got very lucky because I was always doing side business outside of whatever I was doing and even at Verizon. My brother and my other brother, which is actually here, co-founder Eric from Arizona, they were really big and grew up in the marketing industry that turned into the digital marketing industry. And I saw that Eric is our CTO. I saw a engineer guru in development, and then my brother is the chief creative officer in strategy. I saw two geniuses in their craft, and I had a Rolodex and a network, and I was already having opportunity for these new businesses to get into the digital marketing era. And so we started to do some business on the side. And when we started to actually make some money, close some deals, I said, wow, is this guy telling me to work with not only family, brotherhood, overlap all of our dreams, our goals, our culture, mindset, overlap each other. It just felt right. And that's where I came in as a partner after 2 years of them proving to themselves. But I came in as the kind of missing piece of business development, the sales operation and scaling. And when I say 10 years is no small feat, we are actually hitting our 10-year plus mark right now. So it started from 2 guys, a 3rd guy coming in, little bro, thank you guys. And now we have a team of 10, a scalable design team, a development team. Overlap, we help out with all organizations and companies in the strategy up front, the design, the development to build it, and then the marketing after and the performance. So it's been a wild ride. All of the learnings I've had in the past 20 plus years, and especially in the digital marketing industry in the last 10 years, you guys could take something and just implement it into your businesses. But I will say, for all the hands that rose up from a year and starting your business to 10 plus years, keep going, especially when you just started your business. You believe in yourself, you surround yourself around solid people, which I was very lucky to be able to do that. And you just put in the work. Put God's faith. This is all glory to God that we could be here, have a remote business, bootstrap it debt-free, build a family of people in our company. My wife and I and my dog Dash be able to move from Dana Point to here, live on the island, to be around people like you and not affect anything is a true blessing. So whatever you guys are going after, I would love to help even outside of this. Always hit me up. I'm a big advocate for just going after it. That's my little story and a speech on that. Now I want to give you some value adds for the business. All right, let's just get right into it. Again, this is something for one more. Marketing that moves, 2025 strategies. I custom built this presentation. So whether you're building your business and you don't even have a website or you have a business of 5, 10 plus years, what new trends and new things that you need to be thinking about your business that you could still either optimize, implement, and use for the rest of this year. All right, so Marcus Sheridan, a great marketer, influencer, author. Your website should be your marketing hub, the center of all your online activities. All roads should lead to it. All right, so if you don't have a website, you need one, all right? Go ahead. Okay, one thing about your website and why I say all roads to it, the website is the one thing that you own, okay? This is a digital asset that you own, you control, you can design, you can create all the functionalities. You are not at the mercy, and I'm not saying social and other platforms you don't need. I'm saying the one thing that you need to own is your own website. When you are building a business strictly on just Meta, Facebook, Instagram, all these social platforms, you are in the mercy of them. You're absolutely going to use that in your marketing ecosystem, but own that website for yourself. So very simple. This may be elementary, but for some people that don't know, it's got to load fast. All right. So whatever tech stack, and in our industry, we are working with just the way that we fell into it. We work with a lot of organizations that owns real estate portfolios. We deal with the master plan community builders. We're dealing with luxury property managers that have 30 properties, and we're dealing with pretty big tech stacks and websites, 30 microsites or whatnot. Or even if you have your own business, just your one website with a homepage, service, contact us, about us. It just needs to load fast because we are very impatient. Your users want it now. They will bounce. Mobile first design and SSL security. And believe it or not, these are all things that we do for our customers, whether they're a $500 million company with a huge portfolio, or they're a home service company that's 10, 20 million, or they're just starting out. These are just foundations and basics that you either should optimize now if you've been away from your website because you've been so busy running your business, or you're just building the website right now for your new business and multiple business. So mobile first design, what does that mean? These are all indicators and criteria that the search engines will rank you. This is the reason why we do it. You want to be ranked and you want people to be found, the search engines to find you. So it needs to be mobile friendly. Over 60% of the users are going on their mobile phone. Who doesn't have a smartphone? Okay, because I didn't want to call you out. The Motorola clicks it's all smartphones. We're all doing it on there. Sometimes we're not even going on the desktop. Make sure that whatever website, whether it's a Square or Wix, or it's on a WordPress site, on Brocco, or whatever you're using, that it's very user-friendly, designed first for mobile. The menu bar, hamburger bar, when it opens, it can't look janky, and you got to be able to push it. They will leave immediately. So again, these are just low-hanging fruit, best practices. SSL security, it's so much easier these days with the hosting. I'm not trying to get too technical, but there has been times, and even with our big clients, that there are pages that the certificate from your hosting is not renewed. So that means that have you ever been to a site and it just stops you and says, hey, to advance, click on this button, just danger, it might not be safe? Okay. That is a killer for your business, and it's such a low-hanging fruit to not have. So get with your IT guy or get with yourself and GoDaddy and just make sure that the SSL certificate is always on renew. You would be surprised on even big companies, they just don't even think about it. Someone messed up. Use Google tools. Google is the king. right? Of all search engines, platforms, use their tools so that you can optimize your website, but also know what your users and their behaviors are doing, right? GA4 is Google Analytics 4. If you have a website, you need to track things that are happening on your website. And this Google Analytics will tell you what pages are getting hit, who's going to the pages, are they clicking the call to actions, what landing pages you're putting out there. These are tools that we use for our clients when they first come on. As we're talking about, get a website, optimize it, make sure that it has all of the foundation and lower hanging fruit. Okay, let's talk about when they're hitting your website. The most important is the homepage. So a great homepage is less billboard and more of a guide, okay? The premium real estate of your website is going to be when they first land and they call it above the fold. I got to keep on remembering. So make your homepage work for you. So you just spent and invested time and money into a website and you're going out there, you're promoting it, you're referring it. You don't want them to go to a website and then they just leave. The premium fill that I was talking about is above the fold. You know when you go to the website and then when you're scrolling down, above that is where you want to put the best call to action and the strongest message of who you are, who you're serving, what you're doing. So just making sure that you have that there, all right? So when you have your layout and you're talking to the users and you're telling them that this is why you came to the site, this is what I could do for you, here's a call to action on how you could get it, a product or service. Some people are not going to trust that or click on that yet. Then you're going to be scrolling down. So the journey has to be very easy and visually appealing. We don't want a wall of text of just information thrown at them. You want sections, visuals, headings, so that you can actually walk them through the journey of, oh, you want to find out more. You want to learn more about what we do, the services. The must-haves in those different sections as they're scrolling down is the trust signals. We all like to be referred to somebody that we trust. A friend or family that's going to talk about a movie, talk about a restaurant, because you need that trust. That's the human nature. Some of the trust signals that we would highly recommend and we put are, okay, what are the partners that you're working with? What are the clients that you've actually helped out? What are the maybe Google reviews, badges, certificates, things that they can say, man, your company is trustworthy. You guys have credibility. So just these three things right now, if you just go to your site, optimize it as well. We're constantly optimizing for our clients, even for ourselves. So this right here, I know is so elementary. And especially if you're in the marketing world, I know there's a couple people in the marketing industry. Actually, let me just ask, who's in the marketing industry right now? Okay, so 1, 2, 3, yeah. So not telling you anything new, so bear with me now. They'll get a little bit more stuff, there's a little bit more technical stuff later. But when you're starting out with your business or even a couple years, these are some basic foundational stuff that our clients are needing help with. I wanna break this up because every time I go to a business event or whatnot, sometimes I never have a chance to network or even talk to people that I don't know. So I just want to do a 5-minute activity, okay? I want you to choose 2 or more people at your table or people you don't know, and I want you to get your business cards out, get your phone out, or if you have a laptop, but I want you to go to their website. I want you to go to 2 or more people that you don't know at the table or even at the side table. Just ask them, hey, what do you do? What's your website? Go to their website, and if they don't have a website, you can just raise your hand and I'll call them out as well. You're like, dang, Brody. No, I'm kidding. So let me just give you 5 minutes to network, but also now that you're very subconscious about it, look how fast it pulls up. Is it mobile friendly? Is the design and functionality fluid? Is the functionality working? And here's some questions up here if you forgot or you want to know, what do they do? Who is this for? What do you offer? How does it help me? Where do I click to get it? All right, one more minute. All right. So everybody got a website? Okay, let me ask, who had a good website that just was super fast, easy to navigate? Of course, my marketer's okay. Anybody else had a good website that they pulled up? Jeez, oh my God. Did anybody not have a website? No, I'm kidding. I think we might have one. Okay, we'll talk later. Okay, cool. Hopefully that was a good break. Let's get into a little bit more technical stuff that are gonna help with the marketing, not only strategy, your marketing ecosystem. So there's gonna be a little bit of a technical stuff in here, but it matters. And all of this, just to let you know 2 things, this is gonna be part of a strategy. Our approach with Overlap is that we utilize all the things that I'm teaching you guys, but what matters is what's your business and organization? What do they do? What is your value proposition? What is the market share that you're trying to gain? Where's your audience at? Where they live? Where are they talking? So these are components that you need to know and learn, but they would be integrated into what your marketing strategy is, all right? So let's go into no website can stand without a strong backbone. And that backbone is technical SEO. Neil Patel, I don't know if you know who Neil Patel is, but he is like the guru. I don't know how many companies he's co-founded, as Uber Suggest, Crazy Egg, MP Digital. Obama loves him and called him like this iconic digital marketing guru. He's an author. Just look him up. And him and his partner, Eric Sue, have great content out there that can help you with your business for traffic, for lead generation. So SEO best practices. Does anybody know? Raise your hand if you've heard or know what search engine optimization is. Hands. All right. Oh, dang, that's great. Okay. So SEO is so important of how you can tell Google and the search engines and your customers of what you're about and how to find you. They're like signs to these engines and the customers to get to your business. So you need that. These are technical, but very foundational things that you can implement into your business now. It doesn't matter if you have 5 templates or 5 pages, 10 pages, or you have hundreds, which is who we deal with. They all matter, they all compound, and they all need to be optimized forever. Your website, SEO is a living, breathing thing, and you'll see in a little bit, like things are changing. AI is here, search engines, platforms. So a clean structure and URLs, what does that mean? Okay, that means that your website should be a clean library. It should be easy for me, you, or the users to go to it and be able to understand your menu, the different pages and what they are, that structure, and also the names of the structure. So if it was overlap interactive.com/services/SEO, that is very clean, where you understand where you're at and what page it is. Versus, have you ever seen web pages that are yourwebsite.com/PGID?!!!134? You know what I'm saying? That is not helping SEO, your SEO and the engines out, the Google engines and the customers, to understand that, no, you need to go here if you need services for search engine optimization or SEO or financial or any business that you're at. These are very low-hanging fruit and foundational things that you guys should know. So if you go to your freelancer, your marketing team, or yourself, just take a look at your website and just do a check and optimize that, all right? Simple and organized. Use schema markup for better search visibility. I know schema markup sounds like it's a jargon, right? So schema is labeling the parts of your website, and this is a little technical, this is on the back end, all right? So these are the things that my team and my SEO, organic SEO specialists love to dive into to our clients, because this does help out on your search engine optimization and Google engines pushing people to your website. So you may need a developer, you may need to go back into the end of the code, but I need you to understand this. This is how the search engines in the code know your testimonial page, your FAQ page, your service page. It's a mandatory, because it's very easy, especially a new business owner. You're just throwing up a Wix site or a Squarespace site, or you get a GoDaddy templated site or a WordPress, maybe it's templated, and you just think you just put up a website and go. There's some technical things to the website that will really help you out in the long run that compounds over time, okay? So schema markup, and if you need help, you could always hit me up. So this is a big one. Answer real user questions, and there's an acronym called EAT, all right? Neil Patel and all the gurus always talk about this. So part of search engine optimization is the contents on your website. So more is better, yes, but EEAT stands for expertise, experience, authority, and trust. So back in the day, you could just throw in these keyword search terms, throw them in the back of your website. You could copy everybody's content from long form, short form blogs and take it from your competitors, maybe mess it up a little bit, polish it up, put it on your website. No, you cannot do that anymore. The engines and Google are way too smart for that. They're looking for that authentic, genuine voice. Yeah, you could look at the competitors and whatnot, but you need to follow this, because they are so smart now that they want to know your authentic, genuine POV. So all of our content strategists in the production of content, working with our clients, this is what we teach them. Say, yes, you want to talk about this, let's get deeper. Let's talk about things that the others aren't talking about, but if you are talking about the same things and competitive things, it needs to come from the EAT method. So that will help out. I think it's great too, is showcase your case studies, video, all your clients' testimonials, anything that can differentiate yourself from the next. company over. All right. Okay, this is where it gets fun. All right. I know Sage would like this. SEO, let me catch up here. SEO 2.0. So search engine optimization is household name. With AI, with large language models out there, it has changed the game. So you can't just know the best practices of search engine optimization now. You need to be search everywhere optimized, okay? So let me get a raise of hands. Who is using large language models right now? That means the ChatGPT, the Claude, just raise them up high because I really want, okay. ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity, okay, everybody, all right. Users and us, we are getting our information different now. We are changing the way that we're asking for help, we're asking for businesses, we're asking for knowledge. It is all going to AI and the large language models. So we have to pivot. This has been the craze for the last, maybe this year, more in the last month, that marketers are having to change their plans and their marketing strategies. I see some head nods, absolutely. So no more searching just on Google anymore. They're searching through prompts. The tools that I just mentioned, now they are starting to take some market share. Now, not a lot. Google has 90% of the market share. ChatGPT, which is the best polished model, has about 1%. So if we're looking at Google 5 billion queries a day, ChatGPT is like 1. It's still big, but the trajectory over the last 2 months, be ready, guys. Be ready. It is going fast, the compounding effects, the trajectory. So your customers search beyond Google. Remember, you need to know where your audience is. I'm talking to ChatGPT and Gemini. Gemini stay close too because it's backed by Google as a Google product, right? So you need now all your content, anything that you're doing for your business. You now need to be thinking about not just social and TikTok and maybe dancing, maybe hold off on that too. Maybe look at the large language models and what they're doing. Because I'm constantly asking ChatGPT and Claude and having conversations with it. So actually I got to stop myself because I'm like, hold up, too much information. I want to give you too much information. You're saving that data and maybe come back, use it against me. So again, Google is king, but these models and these AI platforms, the trajectory is very high, so be prepared. Modern SEO is not gonna do it. Please, with your marketing teams, yourself, your marketing strategies, optimize for everything and anything, okay? Focus on natural language as well, going back to EAT. Okay, with all of this AI, now you could actually talk to it and punch out a lot of content that you couldn't before. Do you used to have to hire a copywriter? You don't need it, you have it. You could actually talk to these AI, you could create AI agents and say, you're my copywriter, this is my brand guidelines, this is the things that I need, and it could spit it out to you, right? So content is just gonna 5-10x. It's overwhelming actually right now, right? Us just getting on social or just getting content. So the gold and what's gonna be key is gonna be authenticity and natural language, your POV. You know, how just like the way you dress, sometimes you want to differentiate yourself and have your own swag and your personality. The same thing is going to be for content and your point of view and your business proposition. That's really what's going to matter, because right now, a lot of people are just copying and pasting and using AI models, and they're starting to sound the same. So it has to be natural language coming from you. Use long tail, question-based. So now the search keywords and queries are different. It's not just like auto care oil change. People right now, and I know I am, we are all asking long tail, like conversational. For example, I'm in Honolulu. I need the best car service in town, but it's for a 2015 Toyota Tacoma, and I only want this type of brand. You're now having conversations of what you're actually looking for now. And now those queries are being searched by that. So think even broader, longer. That's going to give you better rankings so customers can find you. Search engines and customers can find you. So huge for marketing. So all your efforts for marketing, you want to implement this to make so your time's not wasted. All right. Okay, so that was the future. That was some jargon in there. Let's just take you back to something really low-hanging fruit and easy. Customers are 2.7 times more likely to trust a business with a complete Google business profile. Simple, guys. Maybe because I'm in the industry or whatnot, but low-hanging fruit. Everybody that has a business, please raise your hand if you have a Google business profile. Google business profile. Oh, yeah, see you. Okay, cool. If you don't, and maybe you don't feel like you need one, maybe because the niche that you have or the industry, do it. Okay, so it's based by Google, still great for search engine optimization. It's another channel for business and services. All right, so go claim it. Go build your business profile. Setup and accuracy. Complete all fields. So yeah, when you're going through that, complete as much as you can. More information is more data, more search engine optimization in the background. Google's gonna push that. It's gonna be on the maps. People are gonna be able to find you. Visual content, again, more. More is better than less. So you, your business, your swag on, your office if you have it, meeting clients, testimonials, any kind of graphics and visuals, put that up there. Engagement, depends on the business you have. You have a restaurant, you're gonna be fully engaged every single day. The ratings, whether it's good or bad. Don't be afraid of good or bad reviews. It's gonna happen, but it's how you respond. So not only Google's picking that up, not only that's good on how you respond. My wife, Angela, she looks up a ton of stuff and she's looking at good and bad and also how that business responds to it. Sometimes we'll go to a 2.5 just because, oh, maybe that was just a bad review because the way they responded to the review, like that. Let's give them a chance. Regular updates, everything you notice, optimization or optimize, I've been using a lot, whether it be for your website, your homepage, whether it be for SEO, same thing with Google Business Profile. The marketing industry is so fast, you just gotta keep touching it every single day, all right? You, your team, have chat to remind you, whatever it may be. Just easy stuff, guys. Low-hanging fruit that can help. Okay, I had to do 2 because this is still king as far as ROI. For every dollar spent, email delivers an average ROI of $36. That's $1 to $36. So we're talking about email marketing, email campaigns, touching your clients and your customers with email. I'm gonna get into that. 88% of users check email daily and 39% check it 3 to 5 times per day. So I had to put that because I'm like, man, 3 to 5 times a day is pretty low. Does anybody check their emails less than 3 to 5 times a day for business? Because we got 1. I'm like, man, my phone is a limb and I'm constantly, and maybe I gotta work on that balance, but we are on email all day, every day, checking everything, all right? So let's get into email still wins if you use it right, all right? I will say again, every company and your offering, a strategy is gonna be key of how you're gonna get the emails, how you're gonna get the customers. This is just one example. I would love to see you guys up here next. Tell me the month and I'll be here. But this is an opportunity where you can show your expertise, the authority, what your experience is in your business. But this is one form of way where you can collect emails, post-purchasing. There's a lot of ways. So I would just reserve that saying it depends on what your strategy is and where your clients are and your audience is. But still, you want to segment them, right? So you want to segment all in your database of who you've talked to, the names and the emails and your audience from new leads versus loyal clients. And this could even go down farther. You could segment them on the type of messages that you want to them. So whether you're gonna upsell them with other services that you have, they've already bought from you, or you're just expanding your community and your brand more, so you're keeping them up to date, so you got that community mindset, or they abandoned a cart, or they came and they showed some interest in a business, but they've never talked to you, that they're actually clicking on your email, that messaging. So there can be some automation to that as well. So you're not doing all of the work and you're typing it in. Now you have the ChatGPTs, the Claudes of the world, the Geminis that can help you with what is the best workflow, using your brand guidelines in the messaging, creating that email workflow, and have that automated nurturing. So it's doing the work for you, right? Keep content short, clear, and valuable. Iterations, it is okay for you to send out an email. Who sends out emails? Who has an email list or an email platform and your customers and you're sending emails to them and it's automated as well? Automated. Okay, cool. So this is gonna be good. You can, right now, if you haven't, you could do this tomorrow. And I'll send some tips as well, but this is a huge opportunity to channel in users to buy in and actually to sell. But keep content short, clear, and valuable, and there's gonna be testing involved. So the tools that I could give you tips on and send you that we use for our clients, there's analytics behind it as well. So if you send out to 10 people or 1,000 people, you'll be able to see, oh, who actually opened or gave you a bad email because they were afraid to say no. So there's a balance, right? It happens. Or how many percentage of people opened up the email and actually clicked on your call to action to maybe see your product or service, right? Or what converted, how much money was, these are all great data and analytics. And if you haven't set that up, I'm actually glad. Now you can. You'll see this is a huge channel that you can take advantage of. So you're going to iterate it, see what works, change up the messages. Here's one platform that's very solid, very intuitive, a lot of training out there. You can ask the AI how to use it and train you, but use platforms like MailChimp. This is what I was talking about, is understanding behaviors, data, and analytics of what's working when you're sending out an email. What messages are working to your customers. You just keep on iterating it, and you can't iterate unless you do and you get the data. And you can even do surveys as well. That's something that I would recommend is, what is your users or what are your customers saying about you? You can learn from them. All right. I appreciate you guys making time. I know how hard it is and you guys are running businesses to come out. Shared a little about my story. I'm an advocate for entrepreneurs. I saw a lot of people starting businesses. Now, I customized this presentation, so whether you're just starting a business or you have a business for 5, 10 plus years, there's some things that you could use, hopefully use and implement and add value. But I also am customizing a collective toolkit. Go ahead and sign up so I know where our team can send it. But in addition to this presentation, it's going to be the comprehensive with details and a list of all tools that my company uses and our clients uses. So all of those slides that I talked about, how to, the GA4, the Google Analytics, the broken link checker, all the way to the tools for email platform, MailChimp or other competitors, everything that we have used for 20 plus years and with our clients, I'm just gonna give that all to you. And I'd say, hey, you could use it, throw it into an agent in your company, make an agent in a ChatGPT, and this could be part of your marketing team if you're a solopreneur or if you have a small team. That's what we're doing as well. Everything that we're building, everything that we're doing, all of our processes, we're creating that in AI. Yeah, feel free, hit the QR code. In a nutshell, that's a wrap. So appreciate it. Give me some comments too. Let me know if you need any help. Hope it was good and valuable. Thank you guys. EEAT. So any content that you're building for your company, just keep that in mind. Experience, so your experience, expertise, authoritativeness, because that's what you're building. You're wanting to build authority in your domain, right? In your company, what your value proposition is, the market share that you want to gain, and then trustworthiness. So going back to that homepage, Google Business Profile, the trust, we all just want, if we have a problem and we want to solve it and get a solution from somebody, we just want to trust them, right? It's like going to an auto mechanic. You're like, gosh, there's so many auto mechanics, but who can I trust? So just keep those acronyms in mind, but that's the T with the trust factor when you're building content and putting it out there. Good question. And I'll send that to you.
Yeah. So the context is we have a lot of this and we've been doing it from the beginning.
Nice.
And we're currently building 2 online businesses.
Okay.
And our business has a lot of traffic. I would say last year we're building 100,000 unique visitors.
Nice.
But now with AI and all the things going on,
yeah.
I think we're at 16,000 per month. So that's like a 6% drop.
Yeah.
And so what are the strategies to cut that? Where, like you said, like all those people, the website companies still get SEO with AI and the best practices right now, they're really picking it.
Yeah, man, it's a great question. And that's been happening in the last couple months. So you're not the only one because of this SEO 2.0 search everywhere optimization. Companies, even Neil Patel and his partner Eric Sue, they're getting killed right now. One, I'm not gonna have a silver bullet answer now because obviously I don't know what your business is. I don't know what your audience, I don't know what you've been doing. And that kind of goes back to overlaps strategic mindsets. We always start with, okay, the who are you, the what, where's your audience? But I will tell you, I would just reference it back to what I was saying, this everywhere optimization. What got you to 100,000 plus. Congratulations, by the way. Let me actually give you a shout on that business. So what business? What's the website? Yeah, let's give them a...
So it's really helping. A lot of it has resources. So money.
And what's the company name and website so they could go? H&L Studios. Okay.
So a lot of it is resources.
Right. Yeah. So I would say, again, I would go back to now the marketing strategy and the things that you implemented that got you there. You're going to have to just tweak it with the large language models and longer tail search terms. And the large language models are going to have to pick that up somehow. And it sounds like you have a ton of content out there. So I don't have a silver bullet answer right now, but it is going to have to go back to, okay, what are these large language models doing? I'll be so interested. Maybe we could set up a time. I'd be interested in just what you have been doing, what's in your ecosystem, all of the channels that you have now. Are you using any paid? I'm just curious. Paid advertising? Okay. Yeah, I would love to talk to you more about that. Okay, cool. My man.
All right, so follow up to this question. I need to review a website. Everyone does that. And our Instagram has some really good content as well. And we have tons of case studies. My question is what does that kind of look like if you can on the SEO side with the case studies? And are you creating a testimonial page and then our case studies page and highlighting these small businesses and help small business credit and stuff like that?
Yeah, I love it. I've been seeing Jason Zeger, Pacific Funding. You don't know him, you need to know him. You got a lot of good content coming out, man. Congrats. Yeah, absolutely. I would love to see just all of your assets and what you have, but for sure, a case study. I'm talking about structuring, right? So it's easy for clients to get to trust, and structuring a testimonial place or a case study page. Like we have a case study, really in depth. Also linking Evolve and backlinking to the actual companies that you did the case study for. Now SEO is even going to their site and they're pointing to you saying, oh man, this company helped them out.
So on the case study.
So there's a lot of low-hanging fruit with that because you have the assets and the content, but absolutely.
Because it's mostly on Instagram and YouTube now, but that's not.
Oh, you want to bring it? Yeah, bring it to your site for sure.
Website.
Oh yeah, in addition, and then you could point it, so it depends on your strategy too, because if Instagram is pulling in lead generation and whatnot, okay, cool. We could use that as a highway, still putting that on your website because that's an authority, putting a new page structure in depth of all of the case studies, some backlinking to the companies that you helped out. And if that's part of your strategy, pushing also to, or having IG pushed, you really want IG to push to your website. But yeah, I think there's a lot of things and we should definitely talk. No problem helping out because you have assets.
Is it more like the overall set of authority? So it's not so much the words that you're using inside your website content.
No, that's
it's more of like the trust factor that people.
It's all. No, so you got it. It's all. It's even the copy. It's even the words. Because remember, search engines are crawling your site, and those words matter, right? So all of the things that I talked about, all of those together matter. So even in the background, the images of the alt text and the meta tags, this is getting a little jargony, but I'll send it if you go to the QR code. Those all together compound to help build that authority and the trust. Yeah, hopefully that helps. But yeah, let's talk. Noah, what's up, man?
My customer contacted me, and I ended up campaigning for like 1,500 emails.
Nice.
That's a quote with it, or just
Right. Yes.
something else.
Yeah, great question. Yeah, that's the first question. So don't be just buying in this database and just stealing emails and then sending out, think you're gonna get away with it. But yes, there is a rating and a reputation rating. Technically, they have to opt in somehow, some way. I'd be curious on just how you accumulated all of those, because these email platforms are smart as well and know that you're gonna spam them. What you wanna do is strategically as well, where you can test maybe 5, 10 in a day, 25 in a day. So that's more of a conversation of, okay, out of that 1,500, okay, how many is like the most recent for this year? And what was the conversation? What was the back and forth? So yeah, would not just blast the 1,500. I would have a strategy, but that's still really, that's gold. Those are that you have communicated with. It's not like you just bought a list. So I think you have some not even warm, but they're not cold emails that could be worked with. I think there maybe can be some campaigns based on which one. Maybe they're abandoned the quote. So, hey, wanted a, 20% off or a summer deal or whatnot. What do you do? What industry and what company? Oh, nice. Okay. All right. I need to talk to my man Sage over here too. He owns an auto company and he's a marketer as well. Okay. Yeah. And then there's different strategies on warming up emails. There's some in-depth strategies, but I would absolutely take advantage of that. So just needing to know a little bit more and then build a strategy around it. But there's money on the table with those 1,500. Just imagine 2.5%. So hopefully that helps out. And then you can just activate that and implement it.
One last question.
Okay, big bro. All right.
Mine is super simple. Hopefully, I'm not sure if it's part of marketing, but I see this a lot on websites that they have this artificial admin or something asking you questions right up front. I have a ton of people asking us if we have room in our daycare weekly, but I still work on the back end to send them documents to read, to apply. Do you have any pocket apps that I can implement and integrate in my website to do all of that for me?
So if I'm understanding correctly, go to the website. When you say, are you talking about a chatbot? Okay. Yeah, like I go to your website and then there's a AI assistant or a chatbot assistant. There are some where are you already pre-loading in questions and answers? Okay, cool. And then what you're asking is that you even want to take that further where it's even uploading or sending documents and files for you? Okay.
Answers all our general questions.
Yeah, okay.
It's almost 90% of the emails that I have.
This is more of what platform we're using now. Does that platform give you the capabilities so that we could integrate AI, which Sage, I thought of you, Sage, right away. He's in the same industry, would know as well. But what you're using now, does it have the features? And if not, what platform will allow you the features? And it's just building out that workflow. And to send, I'm just thinking about a couple ways. There are 2 integrations, the Chatbots feature, and then the agent or the integration that can push the files or documents that you want, if that platform would not be able to do it already.